Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV and the full-time show. Arsenal have gone to Wolves and won 2-0. They've managed to open a 5-point gap at the top of the Premier League after Man City's defeat earlier today. That leaves them top at Christmas. Of course, we've got the World Cup coming up. It means that Arsenal have built on their amazing start to the season and are going into this World Cup top of the league, which we're obviously all absolutely delighted about. Before we go into the game, and of course the number appears on the screen right here in the corner, so do send in your videos, give us your thoughts, we'll discuss the game. But before we do, I just want to again send our prayers and our best wishes to Melina. We mentioned in the Starting 11 show, she's currently suffering with pneumonia, and Melina, huge Arsenal fan and someone who is so engaged in the Arsenal community, the online community, massive Granit Xhaka fan, recently got some artwork to him as well, flew all the way I believe from Canada to the UK to watch Arsenal, and actually did a fan cam here on AFTV. I know she'd be absolutely buzzing after that performance and win, so we're wishing Melina all the best, as we are Terry from the Football Terrace. Now there was a tweet here from the Football Terrace saying that apparently he felt ill with chest pains on a live stream today and has been taken to hospital for further checks and observations. So of course we wish Terry all the best as well. Never a nice thing. Hoping he's okay. Covers football, covers the Big Six on his channel, the Football Terrace. So sending our best wishes to Terry. Let's get into the football, guys. As I mentioned, please send in your videos. Please send us in your thoughts. We're going to start this show with me giving my thoughts. So discussing my feelings on that performance, that win, reflecting on, there's going to be a lot of shows in the next week on AFTV reflecting on the start to the season that Arsenal have had, the 12 wins and the position we've got ourselves in and what to expect from here. We're going to go into all that a little bit, even though we're going to cover it next week. But I think where I really want to start with today is actually giving Arsenal a lot of credit for what was an incredibly disciplined, mature performance in which they never looked like they panicked, in which they stuck to their principles and didn't look overly phased. At no point did I look at the team and think, oh, you look like you're panicking here because maybe you feel that there's a pressure to capitalise on what happened with Man City earlier in the day. Maybe there's a pressure to deliver at the top of the table. This is 2 weeks in a row that Man City have had very favourable games before us. Fulham at home last week, and they won with a 95th minute, very controversial penalty. And today, where they lost at home to Brentford. Now, both presented different kind of pressures for Arsenal. The first one was going to Stamford Bridge, feeling that actually maybe City got away with one, that maybe we should have been top of the league, whatever happened at the Bridge. And we played our football. We scored I suppose a slightly scrappy goal, but a good goal nonetheless, to win it at the Bridge. But the football we played absolutely merited it. We were brilliant. The chance we created, it was an absolutely deserved, superb 3 points at Stamford Bridge. This time they do drop the point, City. The performance they put in doesn't get them that win. They didn't have that stroke of luck with the penalty. They haven't been at the very best the last few weeks. You think that De Bruyne free kick that won them the game at Leicester as well. But again, we responded. We went to Wolves, not an easy place to go. These players are trying to perform for their manager. They're trying to perform for Lopetegui, who starts on Monday. They all want to prove a point. They're going to fight to the end, whether 2-1 up or 6-0 down. And you could see Wolves looking quite spirited, but once Arsenal got that second goal, and crucially got the first goal and then continued playing their football in the same way, that's when I just stopped and looked at this team and thought, you guys have grown so much, not just as a team on the ball, not just with what you do in possession, but actually with the way you are able just to just keep composed and keep playing your football and keep just sticking to your principles. 2 weeks in a row where we've got the goal, away at Chelsea, away at Wolves, you're thinking, all right, Arsenal might have to hold on to it at this point. Same 3-2 up against Liverpool at home. Are they going to have to do some deep defending and just grind this one out? And no, even though it's kind of narrow score lines, when you look at the final result, it wasn't. It was Arsenal very much in control, very composed, and getting through the games pretty comfortably. And they deserve massive credit for that. Not only shift and level up in performance on the pitch, but the mentality shift as well. I'm so proud of this team. Dave24 says, clutch, can't even lie. This is our best form since 2016 when top four for Arsenal was regular. Very proud of the boys. I hope this form continues after Qatar. I think we have business in transfers though. This is our best form ever in a Premier League. I know what you mean. You can pick out kind of 8 games in November 2016, or no, it's never November, October 2016, or periods in the 2013-14 season where actually title races went into January, February, and you stopped and went, this is a really good side. But the reason this Arsenal team are performing beyond anything we've known is that they're 5 points clear of a pretty relentless Manchester City team. Now, yes, they're not at their very, very best, Man City. I've alluded to that earlier, about 5 minutes ago. But they still put up 10 wins and 2 draws out of the 14 games. You know, they're still able to, you know, kind of put together this imperious run. I think this is their best Premier League start in the last 5 years. They've not actually started Premier League seasons that brilliantly, but they've been pretty consistent. Only Arsenal have been on another level of consistency. And we talk about another level of consistency compared to City. Now you can say, what, it's only 5 points, but hold on, it's 5 points. You know, when we're only just over a third of the season. Yeah, we're over a third of the way through the season. But we've played more Big Six games. We've travelled to the Bridge. We've gone to Old Trafford. I think their Big Six games have been Anfield and Man United at home. They've largely had a kind of fixture list. They've ended, you know, the last 2 Premier League games going into this campaign with 2 home games against Fulham and Brentford. I thought we'd be looking at 2 4-0s, but they scraped over the line with 1 and lost the other. So, you know, Arsenal can be incredibly proud of not only the gap they've opened on Man City, but how they've had to be, what's that thing that Klopp used to say, mentality monsters, how they've had to be so consistent and relentless in their, not only in their pursuit of City, but in their drive to stay away from them. Now, I've just gone, Jay says, we're not at our best, James. I sort of know what you mean. I sort of don't even feel like we have fully hit our ceiling yet. But let's not get too carried away into that yet, because you know, there's still a long way to go. But we could be so happy with what the team are doing. Now, more onto the actual game itself, because I've been kind of waffling on about the stature of what we've achieved in this these opening 14 games. Arsenal, I thought in the first half, I said on the half-time show, I don't actually think we're playing badly. I think people were kind of, on no offence, comment section, but I think a few people will maybe start to panic a little bit, thinking, oh no, we don't look at our best, you know, Jesus missing some chances, is this going to be one of those days? And I said, look, we're not playing badly, you know, we're having some openings, we just don't look particularly clinical, we look a little bit flat, you know, a little bit, you know, we're lacking that spark. Second half, we got a couple moments of that spark that won us the game. And again, I sort of alluded to whether Odegaard and Vieira were going to step up and have those moments, and who is it that combines? Jesus, brilliant. By the way, one of the brightest players on the pitch, despite maybe looking a little tepid in front of goal. So involved. Didn't look like one of the players whose levels have dropped, and I think you could say quite a few players' levels weren't really at it. Saliba had a good game, but also made a few errors. Gabriel, imperious, I thought he was brilliant. But Jesus, absolutely immense. And he slips it through to Vieira. We'll talk about it on the Tactical Insight Show, but how many times have we seen that underlapping run, causes the chaos, opens the opposition up, and he puts it across goal for Odegaard. I mean, it's a really lovely goal. He's actually not just put it across, he's dinked it over the keeper. A little feint and then dink over. He's kind of said to the keeper, he's called his bluff. Keeper's gone. He's just dinked it over. There's Odegaard to put it away. And then the second goal again, brilliant strike, but this time it comes from Martinelli, but this time an overlap from Zinchenko. Martinelli's got the fullback coming inside. He's just backheeled it into Zinchenko, gets forward, whips it across goal. A little bit of a mess, but there's Odegaard to put it away in the end. And Arsenal having a few moments like this in the second half, and you know, absolutely deserve the goal. Again, like last week at the Bridge, not just because of ultimately the chances we created, but because we limited Wolves to absolutely nothing. Nothing. 1 or 2 chances here and there. But Arsenal, again, very professional, very disciplined. And there seems to be 2 different Arsenals. The Arsenal on the road away from home that are a little bit more tight, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more controlled. And the Arsenal at home that are a little bit more punch for punch. You believe that they can outscore anyone. And it's great to see. I'm so proud of this team. Other performances to touch on: Ramsdale, very good. Partey oozes class, a couple loose moments, but generally good. But I think the 3 standouts for me were Gabriel, Odegaard, and Jesus. Odegaard especially. Odegaard's one of those players, when he gets a goal, you see his confidence level go up, and you see him just start having fun out there. I'm glad Vieira got his moment. I think Vieira needed it. Came on in the first half, didn't look too involved. Came on quite early in the first half, so he had a good 20-25 minutes to try and ease himself into the game. Second half, though, he showed his quality. And I was coming for people in the comments section of this stream. People were saying, sell him, he's done, he's not good enough, he's weak, he's this. Listen, he's not the most physical in stature, but he's got the intelligence to make that run and the class and composure and quality to calm it down, you know, in front of the keeper, dink it and set up that goal. Vieira has got undoubted quality, played a couple lovely passes throughout the game as well, and generally started to look very good in possession and show what he can do, those silky feet, that bit of quality. I still have a feeling he's not going to play most of his football in midfield. I actually think, as Arsenal evolve, he'll do some of his best work out on the right wing, like we saw in the first half against PSV. He seemed quite comfortable out there, but of course we're going to learn and he'll play in a few different roles. But I really like what we're getting from Fabio Vieira in terms of the moments of quality, like the cross for Holding in the Europa League, like the goal he scored in the Europa League, like the goal at Brentford, and like the assist he got in the game today. The quality's there. He'll grow in and adapt to the Premier League, but I'm very, very happy for him. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. We're going to go to some of your videos you've sent in, and then Shawls will be joining us very, very shortly, and we'll be taking your comments as well. So see you in a sec.
What's going on, AFTV? Deanie here. I'm not even going to make this a long one. All I want to say is, big up to the boys. We are 5 points clear at the top of the league before the World Cup break. I don't need to say anything else. We have been amazing this first part of the season, and all I want us to do is just continue when we come back after the World Cup, and I hope our boys come back refreshed and rejuvenated and full of buzz, ready to kick on for the rest of the season. That's all I want to say. Now, what am I going to do right now? I'm at the cinema. It's Wakanda Forever time. In a bit. Come on, you Gunners.
How is it going, people? It's Adrian here from Poland, 5 points ahead of Manchester City. What a fabulous day for us to go into this period of World Cup and to have this 5 points cushion. The game of two halves, the first one was very nervy, was naive. I'm glad that we didn't concede a penalty. Zinchenko was sloppy at times, losing the ball, thought it was Partey. However, that pass from Gabriel Jesus to release Fabio Vieira, and then that flick to for Martin Odegaard to finish it off, and well deserved victory, hard-fought victory. I'm glad that Martinelli didn't receive 2 yellow cards as he did last year at this ground, so I'm really happy. Come on, you Gunners!
Congratulations to the Arsenal. This is Mike from Texas. We are top of the league. At least by Christmas. 5 points clear of Man City. So proud of the boys. Hopefully we're just gonna keep taking care of our business. Now, nothing personal, rest of the league, absolutely nothing personal. We are playing well, we're doing good. Hopefully the momentum, pick up from where we stop after the World Cup break. I am particularly excited about the squad, what they've been able to do. Mikel Arteta has done a great job, and we need to keep backing him up. Hopefully in January, we probably need about 2-3 more players, so that we can go all out, push and push and push. AFTV family, big up to you all. Robbie, Kelechi, Thai, Turkish, and ever bubbly Charlene. It's a great weekend for us. Chelsea lost, Man City lost. Hopefully tomorrow Man United is going to lose. Also looking forward to well, proud of the boys. Let's keep going forward. Thank
Yo. It's Mr. Laughter here, AFTV from the US, and I'm buzzing out. I can't really explain how happy I am for Arsenal. And looking back at how we played, and we played really, really well. I know the first half was a little bit slow and everybody was thinking we're not going to win, but I'm happy and I'm excited that Arsenal have really, really shown that we are title contenders and we are still on top of the league, haters. You know that. One love, Arsenal. Here we go, and we're happy. As the fans here in the US, AFTV want to say thank you for always being with us, and thank you, for encouraging us as we watch from this side. Pick up on top of the league. We are on top of the league. Christmas on top of the league, members. Cheer. One love.
Hey, AFTV, Michael in Boston. Well, we're top of the league by 5 points. I don't know how to watch Arsenal without being in constant conversation with anxiety and dread. But I just don't feel that anymore. I just have to get used to a different state of just appreciating and marveling what Arteta is building here. Yield not thy neck to fortune's yoke, but let thy dauntless mind still ride in triumph over all mischance. Come on, you Gunners.
I actually love Mike. He's so good. Sorry guys, I did say Shores would be here. He will be very, very soon. He's just recording his fan cam and giving his thoughts, and no doubt everyone will have so much to say after this start to the season we've had. But thanks to everyone who sent in their videos, and I'm so sorry I forgot your name at the start of the videos that are sent in. Enjoy Wakanda Forever. Would love to know your thoughts. I saw it last night. Good film. Right, let's go through some super chats you guys have sent in. Vicky says 16 points ahead of Chelsea and 5 clear of City. Doesn't get any better, says Vicky. Touch of Awesome says he's singing the song. We've got Super Mick Arteta. Am I singing? Am I really going to sing it? I'm a terrible singer. He knows exactly what we need. Kieran in the back, Gary in attack. Arsenal on the way to win the Premier League. Who knows? Hopefully. Miles says, get in, 5 points clear. Arsenal top off, England. Oh, Arsenal top off, England top on. Right, Miles getting ready for the World Cup. I hear you. Rye says, James, don't you think this was a Kieran Tierney type of game, as Zinchenko was getting caught out of possession quite a few times? Arsenal weren't at their best today, but I'm glad we got the job done. You know what Wolves were doing really well? They had a 5-3-2, but it very much was a back five, and then this almost like hexagon shape in the midfield. So the two were more sitting on Partey and Zinchenko than they were, and leaving a 3 to kind of block the, Jesus dropping in and the other Odegaard and Vieira dropping in. They were kind of trying to just stop Arsenal controlling the midfield, which I thought was quite clever. And actually we struggled to play through them. We resorted to a lot of crosses and a lot of kind of trying to make movements out wide. I mean, the goals come from some good incisive movement from wide areas as we open the pitch up. So was it a game for Kieran Tierney? Maybe. I mean, Zinchenko's moment in the second goal is a very Kieran Tierney-esque movement, right? But we won and we had a lot of control of that game, and I don't think Zinchenko ever looked out of place defensively. So I won't dwell on it too much, but I kind of see what you mean, I suppose. Yasavi says Jesus' pass to Vieira was amazing. It's brilliant. I mean, when you got, I think Robbie sent me a stat that Arsenal have kind of more dribblers in the Premier League than any other or the highest dribble success rate, something like that. Basically, Saka, Martinez, Jesus, they run at players. They absolutely run at players. And what we saw City earlier was they had more kind of number 10s on the field. When you've got players that run at other players, they can open things up. They can cause a little bit of havoc. And because Jesus has decided to try and take 2 or 3 men out of the game by driving inside, when Vieira is making that darting run, no one's thinking about Vieira because they're worried about Jesus coming in to shoot. Slips him in, it's brilliant, puts it on a plate for Odegaard. Rye again says, this is our best form ever, and Arsenal mentality is wicked at the moment. Like mentally, physically and fitness wise, we just look ahead of most teams. Fitness is a big one. That is a massive one, because yes, we've not had the grueling Champions League groups to fight through. We have still had to play and travel for these Europa League games, and a lot of players have still been selected to play. I think what's affected other teams more is maybe injuries, and on that front we've been a bit luckier. But that also shows you that this group of players have had to be called upon regularly. There's been a core 8 or 9 that have played pretty much every game, and they have showed the same intensity, same mentality every single game, and they are going to earn their well-deserved break. hot break, I think, what they call a warm weather break, I think, for the Arsenal players in Dubai, I believe, and then the players going to Qatar. Go enjoy your World Cup. Jesus, Martinelli, White, Ramsdale, Saka, Tomiyasu, Xhaka, who have I missed out? Go and have an amazing World Cup. Don't think about Arsenal. All I asked was that you gave your all for us now. And then once that final whistle went at Molineux, go enjoy the World Cup. We ain't going to bother you. We're not going to pester you. We're just going to watch the World Cup, and we're going to put our feet up. We're going to have popcorn, and we're just going to enjoy it, and we're going to wish you all the best. I have a feeling a World Cup winner's coming back to Arsenal. But Saliba, France, of course. I have a feeling that we've got a World Cup winner coming back. But we won't touch on that too much. Go enjoy it. The job's done, and that what you said there about fitness, right, is absolutely spot on. Fitness-wise, we look so ahead of most teams, and we did in the Chelsea pre-season game where we blew them off the park, 4-0 win. And a lot of people wanted to quite cautiously say, well, it's only pre-season, blah, 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 blah. And I get that. But also, you can really deny how much better we look than most teams going into the season. And it showed there. Nick says, very emotional after that win. Not only winning, but winning beautifully. Waited so long for this. A 10 out of 10. Odegaard 10 out of 10. Gabriel 10 out of 10. We've got Super Mick Arteta. And yeah, it wasn't a scrappy goal like I thought we might get in the halftime show to win it. It was a really, really beautifully crafted goal. Nesquik says, has more agility in the pockets and behind to Xhaka. Not sure. It's Nesquik. I don't know if that's referencing a super chat from before. A few more have come in. Apologies. Let me not lose all of these. I am losing all of them. Oh, I'm so sorry. You guys are all so excited, and I get it. I feel the same. Okay, I've caught up. Where are we? Dave says, James, are you still annoyed Arsenal appointed Nicholas Yoba? Dave, you make some stuff up. When did I ever say that Arsenal were disappointed about that? Or annoyed? When did I ever say I was annoyed by that? You know how to get me to bite, don't you? Mike says, Odegaard over Haaland, the best Norwegian in the league. Why not? Abdullah says, for the first time, I believe we can do something special. We are beating teams that other top 6 are struggling to beat. We take it game by game. Next game is home to West Ham, and City go to Leeds. Come on, you Gunners. The next game is a long time, so let's enjoy this break. But yeah, you are right. Gideon says, Arsenal now surely in the title race. We're 5 points clear. We're leading the title race. However, those head-to-head games with City will decide the winner. I think whether we can keep fit and add players in January is even more important, because we could lose both games to City and be a point behind them still. I think a lot of it's going to be about the recruitment. In the words of Ramsdale's dad, fuck me, we're top of the league come Christmas. How amazing is this? Come on, you Gunners, says Vinod. Yep. I hear that. Martin Vieira had good second halves. I agree with that. No name. What more is there to talk about? We're going to have Shaw's joining us in a bit. Remember, the numbers on the screen there. Get your thoughts in. Let's go into some individual performances. Ben White, what a ball to Jesus, by the way. He was class. Something about this defence, and Tifo did a video on it that I started watching. I need to finish watching, but I encourage everyone to go watch it. Because Arsenal's defence, what people need to understand about what's so good about Arsenal's defending, right, is the easiest thing in football. Maybe not the easiest, but it's not particularly difficult to coach a team, right, an extra man at the back, drop deep, cover your grounds, just defend well. And I know this because it's applicable to all levels of the game. I've played in teams where we've been the underdog, nowhere near like any professional semi-pro level, but it's a league, and we're going up against top of the league, and we fought for our lives and dug out a win. Because football can allow for that. Football can allow for moments of magic to get you your goal. Football can allow for just things to happen, weird things to happen. But as long as you defend well and you keep a clean sheet or only concede the one and you're resolute, anything can happen. But what Arsenal are doing so well is they're defending high up the pitch. And even though we were pressing Wolves and we were playing a lot of our football in their half, there are one or two counter-attacking moments, but really we were probably just anxious Arsenal fans thinking, oh, they've got him behind. But actually Saliba and Gabriel marshalled those situations incredibly well, slowed them down to the point where the rest of the teams, sorry I'm hiccuping, the rest of the players like Zinchenko, Partey, White could get back, retreat and help deal with those situations. And then when they do, the work ethic of players like Jesus and Odegaard is absolutely immense as well. Christian says Trossard and Tielemans should be on the shortlist. I take them both. Contracts running out soon. They've been absolutely class. Right, we're going to get Guna Lee on in a second. Let me just see if we've got some more videos. We do. Let's go to your thoughts. And Guna Lee's going to join us in a second. Let's hear what you're thinking.
What's up, guys? Javi from the US here. So happy with that performance. So happy with the win and what it means. Just, I'm ecstatic. That first half was very difficult to watch, but I understood why we were struggling. Wolves playing 5 at the back, it sort of creates a lot of 1v1 situations, and the way that we attacking, weren't really able to exploit those half spaces like we used to. And we saw that Arteta made the right adjustment in the second half. We saw Ben White overlapping a lot more, and our second goal actually came from Zinchenko overlapping Martinelli, and that's what ended up with that cutback, and we got that second goal. So it's very good to see that Arteta made that tactical adjustment. Very, very happy with that. And overall, guys, just really, really good performance. Zinchenko, when he was mucking about, you saw Ramsdale absolutely rip into him, and that's fantastic because team spirit is high, but accountability is also high, and that's very, very important. So I really like that. Guys, top of the league, 5 points clear. I mean, it's fantastic. You got to be very happy. My girlfriend of 2 years and I broke up about a month ago. But Arsenal being top of the league has me completely unfazed. So that just goes to show the level of priorities. But guys, listen, I couldn't be happier. Let's keep it going. And now I can just enjoy the World Cup. Hopefully my boys do well. When we come back, we'll keep pushing.
Top of the league, another win. Absolutely ecstatic. As an Arsenal fan, I haven't seen us play this well for a very long time, if ever. So yeah, really good. We've got more points at this point in the season than the Invincibles did, I think. So, full credits to the team and to Mikel Arteta. This is great stuff. But something I should mention, I don't think people are being, quite cautious, because I started proper following Arsenal from the 13-14 season. And that very season, everyone was celebrating being top of the league and that we're going to win the league and everything at the New Year's point. And then we broke down from January to April. And every season from then, when I started watching Arsenal, that was the same pattern, right? We would just, from January to April, Arsenal would just fall apart and we would end up fourth. So I do hope that this will not happen. And so I really hope that fans will keep this in mind. But for now, really good stuff.
AFTV's JD here from Malaysia. I must say, I think I came at the right time. I just came back from work and I was in time to watch the second half. I missed everything in the first half. I was so devastated to hear Granit Xhaka got injured. And hopefully he recovers well. But it's a blow that he misses the World Cup though. So yeah, that's kind of sad. Captaining the captain of Switzerland, and it's a sad thing. But yeah, prayers to him, his family, that they'd be strong. And yeah, what a result. Oh, what a turnover. City lost to Brentford. Tony, you saved us. I just pray that Spurs lost. I just wish Leeds capitalized it. Somehow Bentancur did it, man. I must say, on we move, Odegaard, our captain, he shoots, he scores 2-on-2. And yeah, big up. Come on, you Gunners, on to the next game.
Michael here from Bodo. Happy 3 points, big 3 points away from home. 2 goals by my brother of Martin Odegaard. Happy days. We are top of league. We are top of league. We are top of league. We are top of league.
Welcome, Guna Lee, to the show. I'm excited to discuss this in more depth with you. Very quickly, some bits of news. This comes via Connor Hum's tweet. He says that Mikel Arteta says Arsenal have 4 more players as well as Granit Xhaka who went off the field sick with the same symptoms. So just want to correct, thank you by the way for all sending in your videos, but forgot your name, I'm so sorry. Towards the end, who said that Granit Xhaka was injured missing the World Cup. It's not an injury. He's ill, feeling sick. Hopefully he recovers quite quickly. Yeah, stomach flu, it's the kind of thing that can go around quite quickly. So hopefully they're all okay. There was a great comment from Cal, says they tried to lasagna gate us, we're back. And you got another great quote from Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so I think what happened was obviously the team, they were watching the game. So Arteta said, and the players watched the City game together earlier. How did they react? Brentford's winner, question mark. As you can imagine, says Arteta. So,
Class,
listen,
as you can imagine.
Absolutely elite.
They went fucking
Absolutely.
wild. And listen, that's good because that means they're believing it. That means they're watching. They're going into these games going, okay, we know the opportunities. You know, you hear these kind of cliches about, no, we're not, we're focused on ourselves. We're not absolute. But you're watching these other teams and you're hoping they drop points. You're hoping they slip up. And now they knew that whatever happens, their good work for the start of this season is rewarded with going into the World Cup top of the league, whatever happened today. And let me say something. I said this to Turkish outside. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, Lee. We deserve to be 5 clear of City. I'm not being funny. City haven't been all that this season. They've had Haaland, who's a machine. De Bruyne is a machine. But they've not been scintillating City. And actually, we deserve to be 5 clear of them.
No, let's say we should be 7 points clear of them because last week they were very lucky to get that last minute penalty as well. So, and I said that on the stream.
And we were unlucky not to beat Southampton and United. But
yeah, but I mean, in context, I think we would probably say we're unlucky in the first half. Second half, we were quite.
That's true.
Southampton and Leeds as well.
You.
So that could have been a different result. But what I will say is, I'm very, very impressed with this team. I'm very, very impressed with what they've done. If you look at the facts, we played 14 games, 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. That is absolutely top form in, might I add, one of the hardest leagues, if not the hardest league in the world.
Can I add to those stats for you?
Yep.
33 goals, 11 conceded, plus 22 goal difference, 6 away clean sheets, 6 out of 8 away wins, 100% home record, 5 points ahead of second.
Yep.
What an unbelievable shift they've put in these first 3 months.
And there was something else that I wanted to quickly add on to all of that as well about that goal difference. 2019-2020, we had 19 points and goal difference of -1. 2020-2021 season, we had 14 points and a -6 goal difference. 21-22 season, we had 23 points and a goal difference of -3. And obviously, we know the stats of this season. 22-23 season, 37 points and a goal difference of +22.
We're 14 points better off than last season.
If that doesn't show progress from the manager, if that doesn't show progress from the team, if that doesn't show a work ethic and the mentality you spoke about earlier on, the fact that we spoke about the fact earlier on they watched the game together, the pressure was on.
Yeah.
The pressure was on and they didn't bottle it. They didn't go to the stadium thinking we didn't have a chance, because they did. They are showing that they are absolute top quality players and they have an elite mentality, something which is not spoken about enough, because if it was Liverpool, if it was Man City, we'll be raving about that, but it's just little old Arsenal apparently. So
listen, I echo a lot about what you're saying. There's this sense of, like I heard Gary Neville on the Overlap the other day, and don't get me wrong, he said that Arsenal fans are coming for him a lot, and I kind of get what he means about how can I believe Arsenal are going to win the league when they haven't proven that they can end the season strong. I get what he's saying, but I often feel it's a little too like it's ignoring the fact that Tierney, Partey and Tomiyasu missed large parts and key parts of the end of last season. These are 3 players that, when you look at the way Arsenal play, we very much build off our holding midfielder and our fullbacks. They're so crucial. You can see that's why Zinchenko's straight back in when he's fit. You know, that's why, you know, White's being hailed as one of the players of the season for us, because he's doing such a great job, not only overlapping and being a threat out wide, but tucking in and defending and helping us get these clean sheets away from home. And I felt that a lot of people look back at last season and go, Arsenal bottled it. Yes, but there was context. You know, there was problems that, you know, and I think we've learned from that. But you're right. I think any other team, Chelsea, Man United or Liverpool, because of the money they've spent over the years, because of Liverpool's history the last few years, I don't think anyone else would hesitate to say, yeah, they're looking really good for the title. But because it's a young Arsenal team that couldn't even get top 4 last season, everyone's holding back. And I do get it. I just feel it's a little unfair on the great work this team have done.
Look, we've got 24 finals left, in my opinion. We've had 24 finals left before.
Only 24.
Listen, and they are 24 important games. Every single one of those are important for different reasons. But when I think about people like Gary Neville and some of the other people that are still doubting, I think they look at us as a little team. I think they look at us as that young team who maybe remind them a bit of Leicester. We are Arsenal. We are a huge and a gigantic club who have been through this before on many occasions. in 2015 we've been through this. We've been through these kind of moments, but what feels different now is that we have a basis of something which we can hold on to. And as I said, the football we're playing, everyone keeps mentioning it, it's sustainable. You look at Tottenham, they are going on moments of brilliance. You look at Man City, they're almost going on a bit of moments of brilliance at times. Whereas with Arsenal, we're finding different ways to win in each and every game. And we more than deserve to do and be where we are. And I think, dare I say it, look, whether we win the league or not, what looks good is the basis of the way we're playing, the setup of the team, and the players we have, all encompassing, make it look and seem that we're on the right track back to the glory days.
But also, I think the only 4 teams to ever have a better start than this in a Premier League season are Liverpool when they won it 2-3 years ago.
They had 40 points.
Yeah, I think yes. City.
They had 40 points as well.
I want to say City again.
38 points.
And then was there another Liverpool side, or was it a third City?
No, no. So this is the 5th best season, and then there was another team that had 37 points.
Right, I want to say City as well. I'll have a little look for it because I did see it pop up. Maybe I liked it. These are the sort of tweets I should be liking. I don't really know why I wouldn't have. No, I didn't. That's good of me. Yeah, you know. So this isn't just Arsenal have really started well, haven't they? This is Arsenal are up there with some legendary Premier League sides in terms of the starts and the points tallies it's going to take to win titles. Are we going to sustain it over 38 games? Maybe not. But what people are missing is that if the task is to get top 4 done, then we're getting ahead with it. So, and if it's to win the league, then we'll absolutely keeping up. It's a bit like when I was at uni. If I knew I had a big project due in January, I might start it in October. Yeah. Listen, there were some during January, I'm starting it a couple of nights before, and you're doing that 5 a.m. shift in the library. Mate. But Arsenal are getting ahead. They've started their homework early, and they're powering ahead. Credit to them.
And listen, everyone knows I'm a school teacher, so I love students that do their homework early. They might bring it into me and show me the mistakes they've made so I can mark it. These are the kind of students that I like, and what Arsenal are doing right now is, as you said, we're ticking off our little objectives so that we can move on to the next thing, and we can possibly move on. And again, what is so important about today is it sends a message to the board to say, back the team, back the manager. The talent IQ of Arteta is amazing, and the team is outperforming. But we don't want to gas out. We know we've got the World Cup that's also going to be really, really significant and important to these players. So look, it's a great start. It's a fantastic start, I should say. Not a great start. It's a fantastic start. And all we need to do is just keep riding the momentum, keep riding the wave.
Charles Watts has said that the sickness issue with certain players started after the pre-match meal today. He wouldn't say what they ate, and someone's put a picture of Guardiola and said the chef.
But listen, when you're back to the top, you get the wolves coming out for you, man. You get the knives coming out for you. So look, Pep, today he made a little cheeky comment saying Arsenal need to go to Middlesbrough today. That's what he said, a little cheeky comment, and wherever we went, we won. So that's up to you, man.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Why did he say that?
Because he's bitter, isn't he? He's a bitter old man.
But what did he mean?
He just meant to say like it was like an irrelevant, like he's trying to make it seem like he didn't know what was going on and all this other nonsense.
Yeah, the mind games begin.
And
I agree with what Pippa again said on the overlap. I think they have got Pep a little bit rattled. I think they have. Abdullah says, when it's 15 games left, how many points clear of City is enough to be named favourites to win the league? 5 points seems low when it's City chasing. City were 7-8 points behind Liverpool 3-4 years ago and won it. And they were also 40 points clear of Liverpool last season, and Liverpool pulled it back to within a point. So they've both been able to catch each other before, or nearly. Liverpool did really well and nearly caught them. It's a long season to go. It's a long season. But I always had this marker, the World Cup, because it wasn't just because it's the World Cup. It wasn't just because it's easy to take that break and say, oh, pre-World Cup, Christmas. It's actually because with only 2 games between the return of the Premier League and the January window, Arsenal had an opportunity. Whatever happens, we can have a new player in and be within points of City. We have built ourselves an opportunity to sense what's come up, sense these doors that have opened, and add players to it. And that is why I think it was so crucial that we capitalised on this.
Yeah, and you know what? You're so right. But what's so nice, I think, is the fact that you've got a base. As I said, you've got a basis of a really good team. And what I think people need to keep remembering is that everyone set this target for the start of the season, and they said, yeah, we've played nobody. We failed against Man United, but we bounced back and we kept winning and winning. We then got to October when everyone said, we've got 9 games in the space of 30 days or whatever it was, or 10 games. We're going to fill that part. Then they moved the needle a little bit more and said, oh no, but November, we're just going to gas out. And so everyone keeps moving the needle and we just keep batting it back and we keep ticking off those objectives. So it wasn't the World Cup per se. I think it was just the fact that nobody believed that this start was going to stand the test of time, and it has. And we are doing excellently. And listen, as I said, I am actually quite shocked, but I don't know why, because this is now Arsenal. This is the new Arsenal. This isn't what happened last year, because people always need to remember, no 2 seasons are ever the same.
No.
Leicester, finished I think 16th one season, and then the next season they won the league. It does not happen like that. So yeah, for me, look, I'm very happy. I'm very excited by what's going on, and we just need to get a few players in the door, because you can see that we are. I mean, other than ESR, I'm not. If I'm being genuinely honest, I'm not excited by anyone else out of that squad. I'm not. Reece Nelson, I like him.
In terms of the confidence and trust they can come in. And what would you make of Fabio Vieira today? Because I know we struggled. He wasn't really getting on the ball too much in the beginning, but then ultimately plays a massive part in the goal.
Listen, my thing with Fabio Vieira is I just know that he can't play with the B team. He needs quality around him to excel. And that's, I knew as soon as he came on the pitch, I knew he would have a good performance. And I said it on stream, because he's a player who has to play with better players. I don't think he's someone who grabs the scruff of the game by the scruff of the neck and makes things happen. I think he's a supplementary part of a very good existing team.
He's able to just kind of keep things moving, keep things ticking, slot in and be a part of.
He's not the game changer to come onto the bench or come into the team or to be a leader of a weaker team. That's not his role in the team, and I don't think he's ready for that, if I'm being honest with you. But listen, he did really well. I know the comments were a little bit like he's not playing well at times, but listen, man, the guy is absolute quality. You can see it. He just needs. And people always. My last point on Fabio Vieira is, people need to understand he didn't have a pre-season. He came to the season with a broken foot.
I made that point at half-time.
People need to understand that it takes time. Watch the interview with Rio Ferdinand. When you come into a season and don't have a pre-season, you literally limp throughout the season. You have to have that pre-season, and that is why it's so good for him to have this break in December, that he can get fully fit and drive us home for the rest of the season.
Completely and utterly agree. And I want to remind everyone of this run we've been on. It's not particularly easy. You know, I mentioned 6 out of 8 away wins. We played 8 away games of our 14, 6 of them at home. City, on the other hand, apparently have played 8 at home and have only played 2 of the big 6. We've played 4. So don't get it twisted. We have had I think we've had a significantly harder start to the season than Man City. And it starts with, since that defeat to Man United, we've been away to Brentford and won. Then we've had Tottenham at home, Liverpool at home, Leeds away, Southampton away, Forest at home, Chelsea away, Wolves away. That is a tough run. That is a really tough run. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 away. Do
you know what? People always remember or forget about these kind of games, right?
Wow.
These are called trap games. These
are
games,
6 away games in our last 8.
These are the kind of games where...
No,
that isn't 6.
9.
No.
Anyway, something like that.
These are trap games. These are games where normally, the top teams, if we're not up for it, if we ain't got to fight, if we're not going to battle, if you make a few changes, you're going to drop points. And these are games that we are ticking them off. We're passing it and we're doing it, with relative ease. Other than the Leeds and Southampton game, in truth, today, that was absolute domination. It was the same domination against Nottingham Forest without the goals. In my opinion, we absolutely battered them. I don't know what the possession stats were, but
64%, something like that.
Come on. I mean, in a whole game, having 64%, all they kept doing was kicking the ball over the top, and we had two great defenders in there to just stop those counter attacks from happening. I thought we did excellently today, and as I said, those trap games that we normally would fail, again, we're standing the test of time.
Elijah says, so happy with where we're at, but it sticks in my craw that the energy wasn't the same a year ago or so when some people claim Mikel was overcoaching. Elijah, I use the overcoaching thing a lot. I mean, I always caveated it by saying that it's the same with Pep when he first arrived at Man City. At times they can look quite robotic, especially in their first season. But once it clicks and the players understand what they're trying to do, then it becomes seamless, and then it becomes something that's really difficult to stop. Patterns of play, underlapping from Fabio Vieira. We've seen a lot of that at Arsenal this season. But at the same time, you can't, Arsenal fans are fans as well. They're not all, we're not expected. We try to analyse and break down and talk about what's happening, but our emotions are meant to be dictated by results. And before this season, the results over Arteta's period have been fairly average, like kind of the bare minimum I would expect, if even that. And then last season we improved significantly, but there were still moments, Burnley at home, Everton away, blah, blah. That's not to say everything's been faultless, but this season it's been near faultless, and you got to give Mikel Arteta a lot of credit. But, people have doubted him. That's fine. If you've changed your mind, that's brilliant. And if you haven't changed your mind, you might still be right at the end of it all. But I think as Arsenal fans, everyone can and should just enjoy where we're at right now, because this is as good a start as Premier League history has ever seen from Arsenal. So enjoy it. Tom says, defences win leagues and we have possibly the best defensive unit I've ever seen. I mean, we have the best fullbacks in Katie and Tommy who can't even get in the team. Defences do win leagues, and Saliba and Gabriel, even Saliba had a couple really shaky moments today. Immense though. This is what consistency looks like. Come on, you Gunners, says Guna San. Jonathan James says, if we can plug some gaps in January, we can do this. I think it's more about depth. Can you get someone who can fill in for Partey and Xhaka? Can you get someone who can fill in for any one of the front three? Then you got obviously Elneny, Zinchenko, who were missing a lot of October in the season, back, Smith Rowe.
Do you know, I would probably even disagree a little bit with your wording. I don't even want it to be filling gaps. I want someone to challenge those players.
Absolutely.
I want these players to come in and think, do you know what? I have to be on my A game.
Yeah.
Perfect example. I know they lost today, but today Ederson was absolutely fantastic. And why? Because I think his name is Ortega, the backup goalkeeper, played really well during the week, and he was on the bench today. And it makes you have to think twice. Now I know people are going to say, oh, Ederson didn't play well because he conceded 2 goals. Well, that's not all true, because just because you concede goals doesn't mean that you had a bad performance. But he actually saved, even in the first 10 minutes, Brentford could have scored 2 goals before they actually scored the goal that he had. So sometimes you just have to have that challenge. You have to have someone breathing on the back of your neck to say, I'm going to take your place. I'm not here to step in and do certain things. I'm here to take your position, and you need to work hard, otherwise you're going to be out. So
I completely agree, and that is exactly, and I mentioned him before in other streams and shows I've done, that is what Luis Diaz did. He came in, Jota, Mane, Salah, they were doing their thing. You've then got Firmino in there, Origi's always played a part for Liverpool. They bring in Diaz, you're thinking, okay, interesting one, brilliant, and he elevated them. He took one of them out of the team. Now I'm telling you now, Arsenal are having an amazing season if one of Martinelli or Saka aren't starting games next season. Post World Cup. Now, obviously, for them, I don't want that. I want them playing all the time. But if Arsenal to be a seriously competitive side, then they're going to have to be periods where maybe for 5 games they aren't playing, because that's the level of quality and depth and competition we want, as you've rightly said. Jonathan James says, oh yeah, sorry, we touched on that super chat, apologies. Let me go through some others. Mundo says, everybody had us outside the top 4 before the start. Come on, you Gunners. I didn't. I will just say I didn't. I said we'd be in there.
Everybody needs to go and check all my videos on my YouTube, everything. I had us 3rd at least. Man. I had 3rd, 2nd. I said, if you push me, I'm saying 2nd, but I did not have us outside the top 4. I said, by default, I knew Tottenham wouldn't be as good as they were last season. Liverpool lost Mane, and I thought Man City would probably win it. So I was thinking and I knew Chelsea wasn't going to be anything. So I absolutely knew that we were going to finish at least 3rd. So I'm just going to say that.
Dave says, learn from it, James. He's talking about what we were discussing earlier about criticising the manager and all that. He says, learn from it, James. Don't be so quick to slag off the manager all the time. Every time a result goes wrong. We draw at Southampton and it's Arteta's fault. We lose at United and it's Arteta's fault. Dave, I don't think you listen.
Where's your Christmas spirit, Dave? Come on.
I don't think you listen to anything I say. But yeah, AFC Cape Town says, James, stop defending yourself and just accept the saying overcoaching was rubbish. I mean, it is. Yeah, sure. Maybe the wording overcoaching, because I guess there's no such thing, right? He's coaching them to the point at which they get it right. But I think what I mean is, and guys, don't do all this revisionism. We're all having a good time. We're top of the league. We should be enjoying this, but don't also rewrite history. There were times, the Everton defeat last season, the Burnley draw at home, where Arsenal were quite monotonously passing it around, not really sure what to do. Sometimes you need to just shake things up, go a bit mad, and just see what happens. Like we did at home at the Emirates when we beat Wolves 2-1, and he just went 3 at the back and he chucked on Pepe and Eddie, and we won it. That wasn't part of the plan. I mean, he's actually done that a few times, so maybe it was part of the plan. But generally, that was just going for it. So, you know, but Arteta's absolutely got it spot on recently. And also, for people coming at me, by the way, I've always been largely, apart from maybe one time last season, I've always been behind Mikel Arteta. And I think a lot of people could see what he was trying to do. And as he's got his players, it's gone up levels. And he deserves a lot of credit for that. HJW says, got away with that Stonewall pen not being given. I agree with that. I need to watch it back, but a lot of people agree it was a penalty. And if it was onside, then yeah, got away with that. But again, can't fault the overall control we enforced. And I would try and test the water of the Juventus for Vlahovic. That would be a different kind of... element, I suppose. Dave says, he's replying to me again, Dave Jones says, and Man City are never monotonous. You'd want Guardiola sacked. Pick up yourself and Gunnar Hulk. City have been incredibly monotonous recently. But go and watch Talking Tactics on DR Sports. I called this out last week when they beat Fulham, and I was really saying a lot. I said, look at their results. They're not playing all that well. And we discussed whether Haaland maybe was going to be an issue. We talked about it again on the live show on DR with Fuad as well was there. We were saying, are they changing their style a bit too much? So absolutely they can be monotonous, and it's showing. And that style of football, guys, that style of football, when it's about positional play, patience, moving the pieces. Now, I'd love to get your take on this, Lee. Sorry, because I've been rambling to the camera, responding to the comments. But that style of football, when it works, it's brilliant. But when it doesn't, it can be very boring, very, very stale. And for a lot of last season, it wasn't working for Arsenal. You've got to remember that. We still lost 13 games last season. So you can't tell me that, well, this was always there. We were always this good. We weren't. We've gone up levels. But the patterns of play and what we were trying to do have come to the fore mainly this season because Arteta's having more time with them. The players have taken it on a level. Liverpool can be very, very exciting, even when they're crap, right? Because it's just crazy. It's just a long ball, it's just direct, it's just, trying to put the pressure on relentlessly. City and Arsenal have a different style. What do you make of our style and the way we're playing?
Do you know what? It's a funny one. I think you always need to remember all of this overcoaching, the quality of player has got better as well. And that makes a huge, huge difference. I mean, the difference between what I think with Arsenal and Man City is the main difference is that I do believe sometimes that Man City are a little bit robotic. And I think to add to that, the reason why is you look at Sterling, the amount of goals, back posts, De Bruyne would just clip it in there, and it sometimes seems like it's a hope and prayer football ball or cross into the box, but Sterling knows where to be, and it's very meticulous with how it is.
It is.
Whereas with Arsenal, I do think that sometimes it might be overcoached or whatever it is. Well, there is a real style and basis of a tactic there, but there's a little bit more free-flowing football, and there's a little bit more free will of some of these players. You look at today, look at the goal that we scored, the first goal we scored, Jesus drops so far back, wins the ball back at times, and then plays it on to Fabio Vieira, who crosses the ball in. That isn't coached. That is something which I believe there's a setup there for anything forward to happen or anything going forward to happen. So yeah, I mean, I like Man City and I like the way they play, and I think that it's horses for courses. Like, the way they're playing is winning and it's tangible for them, but I mean, I'm not going to be one to hear to go and argue about Pep because I couldn't give a crap about him. I want him to overcoach. I want him to undercoach. I want him to. No, I don't care. I won't care. I don't care what he does. At the end of the day, Arteta's doing an amazing job, and I think what Arteta does is. And the thing I'm liking about him, sometimes his in-game substitutions are quite poor, in my opinion. But I do think his in-game tactical changes are excellent. And I think his in-game management of the game is very, very good. The way he brings on Holding, the way he brings on Tierney and Cedric at times, the way he's now bringing on El Neni. So, look, it's a funny one because City have been winning for years as well. So, yeah, it's hard to kind of even give them any criticism or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
One of the few times we can.
One of the few times that we can. But look, the way that Arsenal are playing is the most important thing. And I think to me, they're playing very, very good. And
I agree.
Even Roberto Carlos said, I think, funny enough, he said he likes to watch Arsenal, Birmingham, I don't know why, and West Brom. So
fair enough,
mate.
Fair enough. What a club to be in there. Mfin, and by the way, sorry, Mfin, I think I missed your super chat earlier. I really do apologise, but he says, it's very kind, thank you. He says, James, you're my favourite AFTV member. Good timing with this super chat, by the way, because people are coming at me. So thank you to whoever's running my burner account. I'm kidding. Thank you. He says, James, you're my favourite AFTV member. Love your analysis of the game and mine for technical side as well. Better than the Don. Oh, let me screenshot this. Let me screenshot this.
And that's your personal iPad, so you can do that.
All hail King James. I like the sound of that. Thank you.
I need a super chat like that, man.
I'll let Robbie. Let's big up Gooner Lee, everyone. Go check out his channel. As well. The name of your channel is just Gooner Lee, right?
Gooner Lee,
Go check out Gooner Lee. All right, I believe we should have some final clips. We'll get them in. We'll round things off, and we'll leave it there. Lee, big thanks for joining. Let's hear what you guys have to say.
Good evening, AFTV. It's me, Ryan, from Southwest London. Wolves 0, Arsenal 2. I mean, the first half was a bit shaky. It was a bit of a 50-50 game. Gabriel Jesus, it was unlucky that his goal was off, even though it was blatantly offside. I wish that I'd have went in for him because he needs the confidence. But the goals will come for Gabriel Jesus after the World Cup, I believe, man. Once he's had a good World Cup under his belt with Brazil. But good performance overall in the end. After the second half, we literally just bossed Wolves. And that goal from Vieira. Vieira had a very good game in the second half compared to his first half. First half, I was a bit unimpressed with him. He was getting bullied off the ball and out-muscled, but credit to the boys, man. We needed this result after Man City losing today against Brentford, and let's just hope we can maintain this gap or keep the gap the same after the World Cup, because City, when it hits December onwards, they're a colossus, man. But yeah, man, the football we played today, some of the interceptances that we done today was wicked. And I'm happy with Arsenal right now, man. It's a good time being an Arsenal supporter. Zinchenko today, for me, that's the only little selection I would have said Arteta could have done better there. I'm worried about Kieran Tierney's future. For me, this was a Kieran Tierney type of game, man. Like, Zinchenko got quite out of position too many times today, where Wolves were hitting us on the flanks from either side, left and right. And Adama Traore is always going to give you problems, but Zinchenko got caught out of position a few times. And we were lucky in that first half not to have been down to 10 men, to be honest, because Saliba should have had a red card potentially and Wolves should have had a penalty. But listen, we done our thing today, and it's one of those performances where you get away with those sort of things. But Odegaard getting 2 goals today, I'm happy for him as well. And we kick on from here, man. Like, I'm happy that we've got the 3 points at the end of the day, and we're top of the league. Arsenal for life. Arsenal, I love you. Let's do this, man. Come on, Arsenal.
Afternoon, AFTV. Contender here. I'm in the States, and Arsenal have just won 2-0 against Wolves. And I must say, brilliant performance from Arsenal. Brilliant performance from Gabriel Jesus. Brilliant performance from Odegaard. You know, I've got a strong feeling we might win the league. We can win the league. You know, as long as City drop points and, you know, we keep winning, we keep being consistent, we can definitely win the league. And I guess there's something different about this team this time around. You know, we can definitely go all the way. And big up Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners. Happy for the win.
Hello, AFTV Gooner from Canada here. I just saw the game. That was impressive. Wolves tried to come at us. They tried to counter us. They tried to run past us. The defense was good. Saliba worried me a little bit. Gabriel was good today. And I thought Fabio Vieira did pretty well. Gabi Jesus, even though he didn't score, he made that first goal. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Top of the league until, is it the new year?
Hey AFTV, this is Dave from Malaysia. It's 6 a.m. over here, but I'm not complaining. A fantastic away win, another clean sheet away from home, and we sit top 5 points clear going into the World Cup break. I mean, that is something I would have not imagined at the start of the season. But credit to the boys. I think the City result definitely gave us an impetus to go and get a result today. And in the first half, I thought we were a bit off it, but fair play in the second half, we came out all guns blazing. It was quite interesting. Fabio Vieira coming in to replace Xhaka, and he had a big hand in the first goal as well. And defensively, I thought we were absolutely fantastic. So overall, a brilliant night, and we go into the World Cup, sitting on top, and we can enjoy the World Cup now, and hopefully we can come back and continue this momentum. And please, no injuries. Anyways, let's enjoy the night, our Arsenal fans out there.
Guys, I'll cry. Sorry, welcome Kwame.
Yes,
Kwame's joined us. I'm actually dying here. This is Arsenal news, but not quite the Arsenal news you're probably expecting.
Yes.
So Tony Adams and his partner Katia.
Katia, I think.
Katia Jones.
Yeah.
Have booked themselves a place in week 8 of Strictly Come Dancing.
Come on, Tony. Well done, mate. We're winning all over.
Because Arsenal fans keep voting him to the next round. And the comment section, go have a little look at BBC Strictly's Twitter. If you don't know what Strictly Come Dancing is, I don't watch it. My mum did like 10 years ago.
Yeah, parents usually.
Yeah. But it's a dance competition, and they're partnered up and they go up against other couples. And Tony Adams keeps sailing his way through, and the comment section on this tweet is absolutely fucking hilarious.
He actually does well, though. He actually does well.
Someone goes, I think everyone is trying their hardest, but this is silly now. He's clearly lacking some of the difficulty that others were producing.
Oh.
Someone goes, Jesus, who is voting for them? Makes a joke of the programme. Wow.
The haters rule.
Easily the best Strictly contestant ever. Glad he's going to win. This is so good. Arsenal Twitter runs Strictly. Rick has put that in the comment section.
Powerful.
Ridiculous. He needs to go. Oh my, this is absolute goal. Well done to Tony Adams.
Well done,
Congratulations.
Tony. Hey, big you up, Tony. Well done.
Super happy for him and super happy for Arsenal. Listen, Kwame.
Yes, man.
I'm so sorry we've only got you for like a couple minutes.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
This is your chance to take the floor. You can talk about the game. You can talk about the start we've had. Whatever you want. Give us your thoughts. Let everyone know how you feel about this team.
Gosh, another test away from home. I remember the last time we came up against Wolves at Molineux, and it wasn't the best of results. I think, was it last season?
Last season we won 1-0 with the red card. The season before, the 2-1.
The season before, yeah, that one. I wanted to seek vengeance, James.
Yeah,
I wanted to seek
that.
vengeance. But no, to be honest, the first half was a bit cagey. I think we didn't really. I think when Xhaka went off sick, I knew something was wrong. Something wasn't right. Partey was hitting the ball off. But then I think second half we kind of came into our own. The same with Fabio Vieira. People mentioned him because I think he didn't really settle in first half. But second half, he was beautiful. He was finding those little pockets. And even the goal, like looking back at the goal, Zinchenko seemed to play his part as well. It was just a well-run, a well-mature performance. Again, very controlled.
I've got to give Martinelli credit. He turned it on in the second half, but also with that second goal, it's not just the back heel to Zinchenko, it's the work rate to keep the guy pinned in, comes away with the ball, and that's why you press, that's why you always test them to have a go.
I don't know what Arteta said to him at half-time and to some of the other gents, but Martinelli looked like he was playing for Brazil in terms of you've just been selected. This is the reason why. Go out there and show yourself. And it was a beautiful thing to see. He showed a lot of hunger, a lot of grit, and we got the end product. But I was just more happy with Odegaard. Yeah. I've been waiting for him to finish. He needed those goals. He needed those goals. So
floodlight games, got the goals.
Yeah. It was beautiful from the captain. So no, all round it was a great performance. I thought Gabriel covered Saliba today. For once, it was the other way round. Saliba's entitled to have one or two mistakes.
Yeah, he looked sloppy today, but
he did. But I think Gabriel made some key blocks, and he was just in the right place at the right time.
I agree.
Yeah,
we've got a Shorts in the background. Shorts, come join us.
Come. Might as well, man.
Just come
in,
stand
bro.
here.
Just come in, bro.
Come here.
Grab a chair. Grab a chair.
I mean,
you got super, me can't tell. Well done, Jameson.
I mean,
what are you telling me, bro?
I mean,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
We
Christmas,
can say that now.
okay?
We got you for about 30 seconds, mate. But
That's good enough.
I thought you'd gone.
Late sub.
And then I saw you and I thought, no, come on, we've got to give him, everyone's got to have their chance to say. Turkish will jump in as well. He's all right.
Turkish is cool.
He's all right. Listen, we're all over the moon, man. This is what an unbelievable start.
Guys, I was saying it, trust the process. The process is working.
Yes.
We're top of the league.
Them ones.
Top of the tree.
No, the process. Do you remember that quote? I know Turkish remembers this quote. Do you remember when Arteta said, I feel one day that it will go bang?
Bang, yeah. I remember when he said
We've had the bang. That's exactly what he meant. He meant that moment where it all came together, and then Arsenal put a run of 12 wins out of 14 in the lead that made everyone go, oh,
this is the bang.
okay. That's a level of consistency we haven't seen from Arsenal ever.
No, it's true.
Well, 2006 Invincibles and probably the title-winning
This is the most
sides
solid-
ever from
most solid
teams
team.
that really post Invincibles and starting a season with this kind of record in terms of wins on. It's unbelievable.
Ridiculous. They said that we're on point to. I know that we're getting carried away, but they said if we continue with this at this rate, we'll get 100 points. That's the form
No,
that we
that
are
is
on.
that's the level
form
of
that we're on.
The form is solid.
It's solid, bro. But you know
Very
what?
solid.
A lot of Arsenal fans, have been turned around now with this whole, trust in the process. But
I remember when he first said it.
Yeah,
we was looking at
yeah.
each other.
Everyone was like, "Come
is this
on,
guy
man."
mad?
But he saw it, and I was listening to even Pep Guardiola this week, and he spoke so highly of Mikel, and he said that he is a monster
Himself,
He said that he
did.
Exactly.
He was one before. Great quote. There've been a few great quotes.
It just goes to show if all of these people are looking at Arteta and they all say he has this leadership and he could see it from when he was playing before. Like it was written in the stars for him to do it, and I feel like that time when we was a bit frustrated and was thinking when is it gonna go bang and what is going on. I feel like just rectifying the squad a little bit, getting Saliba there, Partey, Jesus, that are winners that have been around him and understand what he wants from them. It's just it's nice to see it all fall into place.
It's beautiful, man.
I've got to get one more things from you. Your boy Martinelli.
Yeah.
I know.
Brazil.
I know. You love that Brazilian talent. He's absolute class, and he's got a call up to the World Cup squad. I'm so happy for him.
Jesus is. I feel like for him, I was saying.
I felt like a parent when I saw him. Everyone else was.
That's my little brother.
Before it was announced, everyone was like, "Oh, we've got, we kind of want them to rest before." When it was called up, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm
Shed
so
a tear
happy
for
for him.
Gabs. He's there.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him.
We've seen him come in, and from the start, we've been behind him, but you've seen a transformation of him, and he's he's a young boy turning into a young man, and he's living his dream. So
and it's beautiful because he's going to be in this Brazilian squad now. It's going to be beautiful
He's
for
gonna
both
flourish,
him and even the position what Jesus is right now, his confidence. Maybe he's not scoring as much. I think them going to Brazil and being around people with that panache, because they're going to be around players that can hold it maybe even above the way how they are going on right now. So it's kind of, I think
you must feel like a superstar when you go to the World Cup. You're there with Neymar. Messi's at the camp down the road or wherever they are, and you're sitting there thinking, I'm competing in this tournament.
That's it. That's going to change their mindset. That's going to change their mentality. So when they come back off that,
it's only going to be
I feel like they're going to be on fire.
Very, very true. Guys, unfortunately, we've got to wrap it up there. Let me just show production. Do we have some clips to round off the... Was that a yes? Yes, we do. All right. So some of you guys, amazing fans who've got up or stayed up for whatever time around the world to send in your videos as well after watching Arsenal. We thank you guys so much. Let's just very quickly do some maintenance. Kwame, where can everyone find you?
TikTok, Quam's AFTV, and Quam's Media on YouTube, man. You'll find me.
Amazing.
See me. Yeah, thank you.
Housekeeping is the word, not maintenance.
TikTok, Instagram, Rose Gold Shorts, obviously on the Twitch as well.
AFT's
guys,
Twitch.
check on the Twitch because Turkish Cecil, they've been hiding. I'm just gonna put it out there, but Twitch, Rose Gold Shorts, Instagram, Rose Gold Shorts, SHAWDZ.
And Turkish who's in the background laughing at that. But he was asked by Dave in the comments section if he's doing a UFC 281 later. He said he is going to be doing it on his channel, right? You're doing it on your own channel, yeah? Right, so check out Turkish London there if you're into UFC and fighting content. And if you're into Marvel content, I'm going to drop a little Wakanda Forever review on my channel, Good film. Good film, thank you very much. I have absolutely no right or expertise in the field of cinema and all that. But
you're a Marvel guy. We're all
I love
guys,
Marvel. And if you like Pokemon, no, that's actually a
Jigglypuff. You're talking about Cecil.
that's a recurring joke from the last read along from the Brighton game. But there is a new game coming out, and anything entertainment, gaming, TV, I kind of want to talk about it. So I'll do it on my James B channel. You guys play Pokemon? I need some help. Anyone?
Back in the day,
back in the day.
Pokemon was proper things back in the day.
It was. It still is. It's still. Never mind.
I wish I could find my cards. I was hunting. I was asking my mum for.
No, they're worth a lot.
I was at her neck. I'm like, Mum, what did you do with my cards?
But
she's convinced she didn't do nothing.
Sold them. They'll be worth a lot of money right now.
Had shiny all of that.
That shiny Charizard.
Dave's asked if I'll do a Pokemon playthrough. Probably not. Do you know why? Because they take streamers will do 6 hours.
What playing Pokemon on stream?
Yeah.
6 hours.
Harvey says James B is such a nerd.
Bro,
I am.
We're all nerds, bro. I like Marvel and Pokemon.
No, for real.
You get me, nerd
Marvel,
gang.
If you don't like Marvel, bro.
Who are you if you don't like Marvel?
Back in January, me and some friends. Those friends hadn't watched the Marvel films before. We started the Infinity Saga.
When?
Back in January we started. So I'd seen them, but I was like, all right, we'll watch it. Again. So we called it Marvel Mondays. Every Monday we'd meet and watch these films, right?
Cool. And did you watch them in order?
We've still not finished. We still got Endgame left. We've watched but watching it back, I was like, this was so worth it. But watching people watch it the first time. So if you haven't, put yourself through it. It's absolutely not a waste of time. Go do it. Where's Harvey doing the comments? Right, get out. We're leaving this. We are leaving this. Just to remind you of one thing, though, guys. Speaking of nerds and gaming and exciting things like that, it's not quite that, but the metaverse is coming to AFTV, guys. You can see in the link in the comments there. Register your interest for an exclusive Q&A with Robbie in the AFTV Ireland metaverse, guys. I was trying it today. It's really class. It's a really good way for us to actually properly yes, you send in your videos and you can do calls, but this is a really good way to not only engage with you guys, engage with other people in the room, have a proper Q&A discussion as well with Robbie, get your thoughts, get you up on screen and have proper discussions. And we're taking it on more levels. There's a lot of exciting stuff to come. So
cool off with Robbie in the metaverse on the sofa with the Don.
You can design what your character looks like. It's quite fun. Come on. All right, guys, we're gonna leave it there. You guys have been class as always. Thanks to all of you. That is for the full-time show till December 26th. Boxing Day is when we're back for the full-time show. Of course, that does not stop us. Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas
we
today.
can start the countdown.
Top of the league.
We can start getting excited for Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
We these guys. I'm sure it won't be the last you see of everyone here, by the way, because we will be doing content such as the supporters club, such as breakdowns, tactical insight style, looking at who's been really good for Arsenal, looking at this start of the season, and of course reacting to how the players are doing in the World Cup and any transfer news. Still lots to come on AFTV, but go ahead and subscribe to DR Sports if you haven't yet, because that is where we'll be covering every single match, every single World Cup. It will be world class. World Cup game on a watch along on DR Sports. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. See you next time.
AFTV, Dyer here. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Man City. That's my message to you. I feel like the Arsenal team has been really disrespected. Arteta has been super disrespected. And this is what I love. We're going to keep working. We're going to keep pushing on. We're going to keep building confidence with these wins. We're going to keep, improving, because today was tough at some points. There was a lot of, it was nervy at some points. We made some errors. Wolves are a good side. I don't think they deserve to be bottom. But I think that regardless of whether we win the league or not, we just got to enjoy this moment. We got to keep going. We got to keep learning. We got to keep, pressing forward. Cheers.
AFTV, Alexander and Steven from Pennsylvania. Big win. Just saw us go 5 points on top of the league. Great way to end the first third of the season, almost, I guess. Excellent. I don't think anyone would have believed that this is a spot that we'll have been in, but it was a very gritty performance. So Shaka, who had been a real rock for us, go down, and still Vieira came in, had some iffy moments, but still ended up putting up a great assist. So it's good to see players from the bench coming in and actually making an impact. Fully in love with this team, loving everything that we're doing. Hopefully we can get some reinforcements in December. Start the business now, guys. Let the January market open, and we already have closed out on the business. And let's win this league. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I thought it was a great game. 2-0. We are 5 points ahead of Manchester City going into the international break, and we are top of the league. I would not have believed that at the start of the season. And I haven't been watching Arsenal for a very long time compared to some other people, but this has to be one of the best seasons we've ever had. Only have lost one game, one draw, like 12 wins now. But I hope that Granit Xhaka it's not a terrible injury, and we have to get some reinforcements. But otherwise, let's keep this momentum going past the World Cup, and hopefully no one gets injured. But come on, you Gunners!
Come on, you Gunners!
Big up AFTV and all the Arsenal fans, and especially big up Mikel Arteta, the man who made us dream again that we can win the Premier League. And you know what? You look at that one game that we lost against Man United, and you think to yourself, why couldn't we just not lose that game? And you know why? Because this is the big team mentality. We're finally thinking like a big team now. And all the credit goes to Mikel. And you just look at this team and you remember the Invincibles team. When the game was finished, even before it started. And this Wolves game, I just seen the lineup and I knew we would win this game. And you look at us a year before when we used to go to the Wolves Stadium, how much we were afraid. And you look at us now, how we controlled the whole game from start to finish. And I never thought I'd say this, but I was so sad to see Xhaka subbed off so early in the game. The guy is on a beast mode. Every player in that team is on a beast mode, giving 100% every game. We should extend all the contracts after the World Cup. Let's pray all the players will come back, not injured after the competition, and an Arsenal player will lift the World Cup trophy, and hopefully will lift the Premier League trophy after.
Hello Gunners fans, my name is Victor from Sweden. What a great performance. I'm so happy. I know a lot of people don't believe in Arsenal. A lot of them are hoping for us just to slip off. But we will not. We'll get there. Come on, you Gunners.